I always forget the video stopped so quickly. Okay, we're having technical problems tonight, guys. Give me a shout in the chat to make sure that you can actually all see me and I'm not just talking to myself. Mike is going to be joining us soon. He's just rebooting his computer or booting out the window. I don't know. I think he's getting a bit frustrated with it. But it's nice to see so many people on the chat. You guys were all very, very early and we didn't even get a slagging for being 2 minutes late. So thank you very much, guys. We've got Sugar Kitty and Dutch Judah, Dave Fackerson. Dave's very chatty tonight. We've got somebody new, I think. I don't know if I can pronounce your name properly. Give me into trouble if I get it wrong. Is it Wraith? Thank you for joining us. Oh, Dave, thank you. We can see you and hear me. That's cool. Well, so I'm a bit fuzzy. I think it's just my really shit lighting, but also it's probably better if you don't see too much detail of my face, especially if you've just had dinner. Let me know what's in your glass tonight, folks. I have got, in honour of independent bottlers and the fact that I was over at this distillery yesterday, because I haven't got any Carragh stuff, sorry, Ola, but I will sort that out at some point. So I was over working at Ardmore Distillery the other day. Absolutely love Ardmore. So I've got the Lady of the Glen, Ardmore, quite a Lady of the Glen fan just now. So that's what I'm going to be opening up soon. Ray's got chamomile tea. Nice and healthy. You'll be sleeping for the end of the chat with a chamomile tea. And then what did I saw Dave had something up there. Little Brown Dog Glen Elgin. That's a good choice. Another independent bottler. Anybody else got anything they're drinking? Not so far. Cool. Let me know what's in your glasses tonight. Oh, there's Mike. Just waiting on a computer update. For goodness sake. Oh, there's always some problem with one of us. And Dutch Year's got a Thompson Brothers 8-year-old. Got some fun stuff on the go. So I think, without further ado, sorry, I've got hiccups. We're going to get Ola in and we'll say hello to our guest. There she is. Hello.
I'm glad I wasn't doing something like in my nose. Hello.
Welcome to the Blether. What have you got in your glass tonight?
Oh, I don't know if I should say. I'm on the Sauvy B.
That's because
I'm a Sauvy B girl on a Thursday.
You're a pure, dead classy bird. That's why.
I know, New Zealand no less. So the good stuff.
That is the good stuff. They do make good wine. They make good rugby players and good wine out there.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, you're perfectly entitled to not drink whiskey. Just because you work in whiskey, it doesn't mean you've got to drink whiskey.
Oh, I've got whiskey as well, but...
Got a wee chaser.
A wine with a whiskey chaser, that's a new one.
Yeah, that's an interesting half and half, that one. Right, for everyone who maybe doesn't know who you are, and if they don't, then how ridiculous. But for those that don't know who you are, what's your name, what do you do, where'd you come from? Go.
So my name's Ola. I am one of the co-founders of Stravaig Spirits. I'm originally from Fife, and I now stay in West Lothian. And I'm half of the brand Carragh and Glen Laird Scotch Whisky. So we've got two brands, and the company's called Stravaig Spirits. So that's me. And people might wonder why my name's Ola Lopatowska and I'm from Fife, but my family is Polish, but I am born and bred Fifer.
I saw you got your Polish passports recently.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Just a couple of weeks ago, actually. So that was a traumatic 3-year experience. But I'm finally, I now have a Polish passport, which makes me a European, which is really exciting. So it means that I can go to the shorter queue in the airports, which is pretty much the sole reason I got it, not really any other reason.
Well, do you know, I bet that's going to make such a difference because you obviously do a lot of the shows and things. So the fact that you get to queue less at the airport, like, it's going to change your life.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know. But at least I'll get a choice. I think that's how it works. I don't really know. I don't really know what to do with it, but I'll figure it out, I'm sure.
So I'm half New Zealand, and I've often thought about getting the New Zealand passport too, because I would be able to do that. But like, I just don't know like how difficult that is, because I think you've got to go to like the embassy and stuff, don't you, and get like everyone's birth certificates, and I think it's going to be complicated. So I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Just like stick in with it, and then you'll eventually get it. But yeah, it's a lot of bureaucracy and paperwork, but it's definitely worth it. So do it.
Yeah. Well, so I renewed my passport like literally at the start of the week because I looked at it and it was over 10 years out of date. You do it online now. It took me 10 minutes to do it online, and it's arriving on Saturday. It's taken less than a week to get it.
I need to do that.
It's so good. You go into if you need to change your picture, this is not whiskey chat, but I was like so impressed. So I went to the chemist, got my picture taken. They give you a QR code. You go online. That QR code linked to your application, and then it uploads it your picture yourself. So like you don't need to post anything. Amazing.
It's the picture part that makes me nervous, because obviously 10 years between photos, you know, you kind of want to deliver 10 years ago, not now.
Yeah, I was quite depressed when I saw my picture from 10 years ago. I was like, wow, that's what having kids does to you. We've got Mike, who is, well, no, is he there? Is he coming? We've got Dutch Judah says that he met you at Lomond and Clyde Whisky Festival and tried your, I can never say this whiskey, Teeninic.
Oh, it's, do you know, so many people have been raving about that Teeninic recently, and I totally agree. It is an absolute cracker. We had a trade tasting on Monday in Edinburgh, and that was like one of the favourites with a lot of the on trade staff around Edinburgh. So it's a cracker.
It's such an underrated whiskey. Like, it's not one that I've ever played around with. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hi. Nice you to join us.
I couldn't even wait for the update. My other laptop is behind this one. It's going to be so much easier just getting another laptop. So, hello, how are you?
Hello, good. Congratulations on the wee bundle of joy there.
Being around to see everyone. Here is Rhea Rose. She was kind of awake when you started talking, and then she just drifted off. I don't know if it's your dulcet tones, Kat, or what it was. She's now sound asleep.
Oh, cute. And how that is, what, a week? 2 weeks now?
No, a week past Monday, so 10 days or something. I don't know what you're meant to count kids' ages in anymore.
You just cut them in
hours.
Cut them in half and just count the rings in the middle. Or maybe trees. I don't know. Can't remember which way around it is.
I mean, it might not work, especially live on telly. It's a bit of a different kind of show, that. I'm sorry.
It is. Oh, so we've got our newest little Blether in. It's very nice. She's a good baby.
How are you finding it?
It's good. I feel like so alive today because I had 4 hours sleep last night.
Oh my gosh, that stresses me out. I don't have any kids, and that the sleep deprivation is the thing that I just don't think I could cope with. It just sounds horrific.
I forgot about that part. I remember Killian, we got him into a routine pretty quickly, and he was every kind of 3 hours, like religiously getting up for feeding, and it was like 20-minute feed, and he was back, and it was great. But I forget about that initial stage where you have to get them into that routine, and that's where we're at just now. It's good fun. But yeah, he's here now, so I'm back. We've been off work for 10 days, so I'll be back to work this weekend. So this is me officially back now.
Yeah,
I'll be maybe still in hand. I won't have her all night. I'm just waiting for her because we're out in the garage as well. That's why she's in this blanket. So I'm just waiting for Tony to come and collect her.
That's a nice blanket. You got that one for Killian, didn't you?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah. It was a gift from Annette. I think her mum made it.
I thought it was somebody from the shop. Yeah, it was either Annette or Janice. I did see Janice was watching, so if it was Janice, thank you again.
I missed you, Janice. I didn't see you. We've got quite a lot of people watching tonight, which is good. So you won't be.
You on the wang tonight?
Aye, I'm on the Sauvignon. With a whiskey chaser though, I've got a wee whiskey, an SNWS 128. If anyone knows what that is, it's a bit rogue, but I am a bit rogue, so
it must be like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a newer distillery then. If it's like quite a high number, I don't know how it works. Like I only know Glengarry's number, but I always forget it again. I think we're number like 19, but I can't say that for sure.
I'm not sure if I should say. I might get kicked out early.
People can Google it nowadays. There's a list online.
Oh,
there is a list.
I'll show you the bottle. The bottom might give it away.
Okay.
It's one of two. I guess it's Penderyn.
Spot on.
Nice. So you worked for Scotch Malt Whisky Society, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. So that was probably my first sort of step into whiskey, actually. So obviously kicked off with the good stuff, straight into the single cask, single malts, which was awesome. And that's actually how me and Ryan met. So the other half of Stravaig Spirits and Carragh. So Ryan worked behind the bar and was a brand ambassador, and I was in the sales and events team. So we worked together for about 4 years at SNWS, and that's kind of where I guess all this kind of came from, because we, that's where we met. That's how we fell in love with whiskey. That's how I learned about whiskey and single casks. So we've kind of got that to thank for it, really.
I think it's like I went for the first time to the vaults in Edinburgh a couple of weeks ago, and it's the first time I've ever been in to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was so impressed with it, but like, yeah, I mean, I loved everything about it. I loved the names, I loved the tasting notes, and like the sort of passion of the bar staff, because everything's based on flavor, right? So like the idea of the green is you can't base it on color. The idea of the numbers is you can't base it on favorite brand. Like it's all about letting the whiskey do the talking. So I mean, it must be such an amazing education, as a good starting point, because I think quite a few people in the whiskey world have either started at the Scotch Malt Whisky Association or at the other place in Edinburgh. What is it, like the Whisky Experience?
Yeah, exactly. Like you'll find so many like independent bottlers or like just folk working in whiskey in Scotland sort of started off in those two places, those two companies. And it's great. It's quite funny that you were only there for the first time a couple of weeks ago. That's wild.
I know.
Mad. So it was recently refurbished, so it looks a lot different now than when I worked there back in the day. And it's changed a lot over the years as well. I mean, we're going back like maybe 13, 14, 15 years ago. And it was way smaller. Kind of, they've sort of branched out into like blends now and world whiskies, and it was a lot more niche back when we worked there, which is kind of good and bad in a lot of ways. We started off, well, for me, as that being the sort of first step into whiskey, there's positives and negatives. It kind of ruined me, because then going to 40% whiskies after sampling like cask strength SNWS stuff, kind of everything tasted a bit too light, easy drinking, but bland to me, to be honest. So there's kind of good things and bad things, I think, from starting at SNWS, but it was really a place to work. So it was good.
I know, yeah, I can't believe I've never been in before, but I've also never been to the Pot Still or the Bonaccord before, so I've now ticked off all of those this year. Yes.
Have you been to Diggers yet, Kat?
No, I haven't actually.
I've never been to Diggers. Right, no. I'm taking you. Right, next time you're down the road, I'm taking you Diggers.
Deal, 100%.
Deal. Oh no, you have to. Oh gosh, yeah. We'll start there.
I'm back down the road a few times this year as well, so yeah, I just need to tick these all off and just I can't believe I haven't done it, but. You know what like kids are, they ruin your life. No, they don't. We love them. We love them.
Cover your ears, darling. Cover your ears. My God.
So Mark Watt, all good people work at SMWS at some point. And I think you're right. Like, I'd love to just do like a sort of, I don't know, pie chart or something like, where people's career started. And I think the biggest chunks of the pie are definitely going to be SMWS and the Whisky Exchange in Edinburgh.
Oh,
bye.
Oh, cheers. Oh.
Tony. That is your wife, right? Hello.
Yeah, somebody walking past in the street. I thought, can you take her?
Have a nice weather.
Thank you. Oh, Muslim. Don't forget that.
So are you going to pour yourself a dram now that you're baby free?
I am. You might see I've got some Carragh here.
I do, very well positioned there.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I just came in and they were
just so happened to be there.
What is that?
That was the garage door closing. That's tomorrow's job is getting the WD-40 out. Apologies for everybody who comes in. So, quite coincidentally, as a further coincidence, I do have a Glengarry left of the 11.
The award-winning one that I didn't get hold of in time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I took it.
Yeah, because we've done two. It's one of the, well, up until this new release, which is launching next week or this week, it's the only distillery that we'd ever bottled twice. Was a Glengarry because we love it so much.
I love that. That's,
I can believe you're awaited release your 8th single cask. It feels like you've done more.
Eight release. So we always release 3 at a time.
Got it, yeah. I'm just looking when you said over that bio, and
yeah,
you guys have done more than 8, but it's your 8th release.
It's our 8th trio. Yeah. But then we've also done other kind of exclusive bottlings, so like for markets or whiskey clubs or whiskey shops. So we've actually done a lot more than even that. Yeah, I'm always like, how many? But you kind of lose, not that you lose track, but you kind of can never remember what bottles were in. Because there's been a few, but we only release 3 times a year at the moment. So
3 comes into your play quite a lot, doesn't it? 3 times a year, 3 bottles. The name, obviously, the 3 pillars.
Yeah, I don't think that's intentional. I mean, not. Yeah, maybe subconsciously we're doing something there. But 3 is a good number, don't you think? Like 3 just works, and then 3 Carragh, obviously. But
I'm going to test your knowledge here. The one that I've just done a bottle kill. It was distilled on the 3rd, on the theme of 3s, the 3rd of April, 2008. What is it?
I'm never going to know that. 2000 and what?
2008. It was release number 5. It was re-racked in May 2019.
I've got them all on the shelf here next to me.
I'll save you that.
Oh,
it was your 16-year-old Aultmore.
Oh, that was banging, that one.
Yeah. This one last year got my dram of the year, actually. I've been holding on to this wee dram. I said wee, but it's a little bit bigger when I actually got to the dram.
So that one is one of the kind of more richer, more robust ones that we've ever bottled. To be honest, there's a few punchier ones, and the Aultmore was because it was, well, we say not finished, but like had a secondary maturation in the sherry cask for 5 years, which is obviously a fairly significant amount of time, whilst most of our other bottlings have relatively short finishes. Not intentionally, but I think we're looking for like a complexity in the whiskey. We don't want to just over finish or overly wood influence. We want to have a lot of different characters from the distillery coming through as well as the wood, and have that kind of balance and act. And that Aultmore was definitely kind of teetering towards heavy.
It was a 5-year finish, if I remember right, wasn't it? 5 years?
5 years, 5 years.
Yeah, just secondary maturation.
Yeah,
Ex
it was
Oloroso.
so good. You know, like trying it, we were just like, oh, that's a proper winter, like a proper winter jam. Yeah, and I think we released it before Christmas as well. I can't remember, to be honest.
Right. Anyway, absolutely superb. If you do find it kicking around, absolutely get your hands on it. I know a shop who has one bottle left.
Is it your one?
That one, maybe. But I don't know how long that bottle's going to be on the shelf actually, because I've just finished mine. So, yeah, it's very rarely that I go and buy a second bottle, especially from an indie, and it's not because I don't like them or anything. It's just purely because there's more stuff out that I want to try.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm delighted. You've got good taste, because I'm pretty sure that one was the World Whisky Awards category winner as well. So not just you and us, plenty of other people enjoyed it. So cheers.
You're racking up the awards though. Like you guys have won quite a few awards, considering like the best, like Carragh is like 3 years old, right? Like you're doing.
Yeah. So we're going to be 3 years old next month. Because we launched in October 22. So 3 years old. But I mean, awards, you could enter a squillion of them, you know. There's so many. And I always have this battle, you know, does it really mean anything? Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, it's great to have those accolades, particularly if you're growing a brand and you kind of want the PR, and it's really good for your retailers and your distributors to have those kind of awards associated with the brand that they're promoting. But they're expensive. They're really bloody expensive. So we have to be quite careful with which ones we're going in for and what we're picking. And also, because if you're a single cask independent bottler, what inevitably happens is you sell out of the bottles and then they win the awards, because it's like months later, obviously, but from the time you're entering them to the time you're selected as a winner, they're gone. So then buy them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you see a knock-on effect after winning an award? Do they sell out? But yeah, if they're sold out even before you've won the award, then like, you know,
yeah.
I mean, great either way. That I guess, you know, it'll get people on searching for it, and you know, and they'll see they can't find it, but it might encourage them to look to see what else you've got. So if anything, it might bring traction to like your website, to your socials and whatever, and getting people looking out for you.
And
I
definitely think it does help for sure. And yeah, the ones that are still then available after an award win, then they sell out immediately, which is great. Of course, we want that. So yeah, awards are great. They're just expensive. They're just really expensive.
Well, whenever I always spam you with your Carragh Glengarry. I think I sent you one from the pot still, and I think I took a picture of one again at another bar, and I thought I can't send her another one. Just like, found you.
Yes, you can. You can always send me them in bars. I love seeing bottles out and about. Like it's the best thing when people send me them when they've seen them. It's awesome. Because like is Mike disappeared?
I don't know what he's doing. He's just in and out, in and out.
I thought you were like, I've had enough of this, Blether. I'm off.
I really don't know what camera to look at now.
Do that. You're looking at us if you're doing that.
Yeah. I need to put me on there. Right. Here we go.
We've got. Oh my god. I mean, I'm glad it's me this time.
There we go. Apologies. There was two of me there, and one is absolutely more than enough.
You're all sorted now, right?
I think so. I have no idea. I don't think I will be changing camera from here. I'm good.
Yeah.
It never goes smoothly, hey? Technical issues, always.
I mean, it absolutely goes to show that none of this is rehearsed.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not recorded anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, because so many people would confuse this as a sort of well-oiled machine, you know, that we rehearse beforehand.
This is why Roy Duff does it on his own.
I know. but it's all part of the fun, and I'm just enjoying the fact that it's not me with a dodgy internet connection or multiple versions of myself by accident. We've got a few more people joining the chat. I think Callum Renton's way off to watch football is what I took from that comment.
Yes, he is going to watch Rangers get beat. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. He was saying well done for our award as well. So thank you very much, Callum. It was a nice little win. We got best visitor attraction in the northeast of the distillery. So we're very proud of that.
I saw that. Congratulations. That was awesome.
Thank you. It was so nice. So we were sitting at a table and my manager came in through travel and tourism. So the guy she was next to was like a lecturer at college when she did it. So the people next to me, they won their category. There was like best hotel or best bed and breakfast. And I made a joke of like, oh, well, we're pretty close to the stage. So, and it just shows that, if you're close to the stage, you could be a winner. And the guy was like, surely they wouldn't have more than one winner at the table. And it was a bit of like a wink, wink, sort of nudge comment.
Ooh.
So it turns out he was actually on the judging panel and knew that we'd all won. So the whole table was full of winners. So it was such...
Oh, that's so nice.
It was so sweet. So we were all cheering for each other. So we won our category, and then the people on the other side of the table won theirs. But the table next to us, oh my gosh! So they kind of do like a little montage, and they say the name of each person, each finalist. And everybody goes woo woo when they hear their company name. The girl next to me was like, yes, when she heard like our company name. We're like, oh, go you. But then she got up and started walking towards the stage because she thought she'd won. But they were just reading out. And we were all like, no.
That would 100%. That sounds like something I would do. I'd just be like heading up there like la 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 la, quite the thing.
Oh, she was halfway down to the stage before somebody got hold of her and says no.
I would have let her go. I would have just been at the stage like, oh God.
Well, we thought, if they win, then it could just be like a sort of, oh, well, got up too soon. But they didn't even win.
Oh, mortifying.
It was.
And I thought, Mike, did you won something as well? You were in the, or was it just, what? Did you win something?
Oh, he's never at the newspaper just now with his fault.
Yeah, maybe it's just you were in the newspaper again.
I don't think so. Yeah, we're in the paper.
I don't think so. Not that I can remember recently in the past couple of weeks.
What a baby.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. That's a little win. My other pub, the Black Bull, got voted the best pub in Inverurie.
No way! I didn't see that. Congrats.
We are Inverurie Awards. That was weird. I didn't even know that there was such a award, and I'm on the board for it. But yeah, we won it. So, and that was a public vote, so that's cool. Probably because we're the cheapest pint. But
nice.
Yeah. Awesome. The bar's up and running now, so we might enter a few awards and get to go to glitzy festivals. We haven't done a proper award ceremony in so long. And I think, like you say, Ola, it's just they are expensive, and when you're starting, it's good to get. It's not only the publicity, but it's getting to sit at tables with people who are kind of maybe in the same category and in the same industry and stuff. You get chatting, and it's a good bit of networking and things like that. But after a while, you're like, can I afford to go down to Glasgow for another £100 a head dinner and overnight accommodation and travel and all that, and probably not win? But if you don't go, then your chances of winning are like ridiculously small. So yeah, we've kind of held back a lot in the awards. We won Retailer of the Year in 2022 from the Scotch Whisky Awards, so we're happy with that. We took that.
Yeah, that's really good. The Scottish Whisky Awards, we've just we're one of the finalists for Independent Bottler of the Year, and that's a really good one, I think, because it's obviously our kind of home award. It's not the World Whisky Awards or kind of the kind of bigger globally entered ones. It's very much for Scotland, and it is a great networking opportunity. You see people that you haven't seen all year. To be fair, then everyone gets kind of oiled up, and then who knows what was said, who you spoke to on the night. But they are really good ones, and if you can win something there, I think it's, excellent. Kudos.
And the competition's so fierce as well, isn't it?
It is. It really is. In our category, there's some pretty heavy competition, but you got to be in it to win it.
100%.
That's true. Your Aultmore is now sold out by the looks of it. I think Dave's went onto your website and bought the last one out of the.
I was just about to check and saw that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I actually thought it already sold out, so that's amazing.
Now officially sold out. You'll have to let us know what it's like, Dave, when you get it cracked open.
Well, I mean, technically, I have a bottle here on my shelf, but that's for my own little. I've got like a bottle of each one, obviously, that we've released and bottled. Apart from one, I didn't manage. We ended up selling, like overselling almost, and then I couldn't get one. So it was a Strathclyde grain from our last release, I think. I can't even remember. And most of it went overseas. And I just was too slow and I didn't grab a bottle in time. So I'm one down from my collection of like a full house.
Annoying though, isn't it?
I'm going to have to find it. I'm going to have to go abroad and find one.
If anyone at home has got Strathclyde from Carragh, Ola is more than happy to pay about 4 times the retail price?
I mean, I'll pay the retail price, which I have done. I did that actually. I bought back a Jura 31-year-old from a retailer because I was short of that as well. It's a 31-year-old Jura, and I had to buy it back from a retailer.
That's quite gutting, isn't it?
This is how professional we are. we know what we're doing, honest.
You can help us run the Blether if you like.
God.
The fact that they sell out so quickly, though, just shows that you guys have developed such a good name. It's so quickly too. And I mean, I've seen you at festivals a couple of times now. Ola. Last one I think was Stirling, and literally I came over just to see if you were okay, because it was 4 deep with people. Do you want a wee cup of tea or something? You're right there.
That was a really good festival, and I was on my own. So yeah, thank you for checking in on me.
That's all right. I think
at one point I was like, "Can you get me some water, please?" Because I was just parched. Just because you're talking to people constantly, and I was just like, "I need some water, please."
It is. It can be pretty full on, isn't it? Because talking's hard work, and sometimes you kind of you say something and then you're literally turning around and saying it the exact same thing to somebody else, and you're like, could you all just coordinate and just listen? So I'm not repeating myself over and over. But it's good fun as well. It's such a buzz at a really busy festival.
It is good fun. I really enjoy it. It's nice when there's more than just you though. I like doing festivals with Ryan, so you can either split the time or I can go off and have a few jams, doing market research at other stalls, and then he can have a bit of time as well. Those are the fun festivals. We've never done an absolutely massive festival like maybe Hampden or something like that. We've not done that before, and it doesn't appeal to me, to be honest.
Does that kind of festival pay off in the long term in terms of the amount of liquid that you're pouring? Must be phenomenal compared to what people are buying.
It must be. It must be. And I mean, you're standing in a hall with distilleries, well-known distilleries, where people they know the bottles. Yeah. The prices are better, obviously, than buying a bottle from an independent bottler. So yeah, you're just rinsing through the stock. Is it necessarily then gonna turn into sales? I'm not sure. Single cask indie bottling brands, it's quite niche. You kind of have to know the crowd. The crowd has to kind of know the product almost, I think.
I know when me and Kat were going down to the Leith Festival, we kind of looked at the lineup and we were like, right, we know these guys. We've never heard of or we've never tried these guys, and that's the ones that we kind of said we're going to go to them first. Yeah. I think some of the guys at home as well would be let's try the ones we haven't tried first, and then. And you mentioned there maybe the pricing is better that these distilleries. I wouldn't say better. I think maybe more within reach for a lot of people, and like a Glasgow, the Hampden Festival thing. Better is kind of quantitative, isn't it? I would say you're going to pay more.
I don't necessarily mean better, of course not, because realistically, you're getting better value for money, I suppose, with an independent bottler. You're getting something that's a one-off, unique, only 250 bottles, 300 bottles, cask strength. So I guess I don't mean better, but when there's other more affordable options available to you,
probably more
in
than
this
that.
current climate, for maybe people who maybe don't really understand single cask independent bottlers. There's some festivals I go to, and the first thing people ask is, "Oh, where's your distillery?" So they have to start from scratch, and you kind of have to explain it all, which I'm happy to do. But there are some bigger festivals where people know they like whiskey, but they've just not ventured quite that far into that kind of nicheness that we're sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was asking if you're going to the Leith Festival, because I see David Stirk was on earlier. I'm not sure if it's still.
We were there last year, and if he'll have us back, then yes, please. We should be. It was a brilliant festival. Absolutely loved it.
You were right across from Gordon MacPhail, weren't you?
I honestly can't remember.
Because I remember seeing you and thinking on the way around again, because we went around the ones we didn't know. And then plans get fallen away. But I remember seeing you on the inside. I think you were just along from Murray McDavid on the inside, and you were right opposite Gordon MacPhail.
We were kind of in the inner. We were like on the inner circle. But do you know, there was so many people that messaged me, or spoke to me afterwards that were there and like didn't get around to our stand.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was amazing, that festival. Like the people in the room, the drams on offer. And we really took everything. We took stuff that we'd sold out of, that we just happened to have like empty or like near empty dregs left in the bottle, just to kind of showcase everything that we'd done in the past. And I know that other people were doing that as well. So it was a really well attended, but really good festival.
I think they aimed it right as well. We've probably mentioned this before. Dave and Keith and the organisers did such a good job of focusing who they wanted to be there as customers. It was guys like us. It was whiskey drinkers. It was guys who were watching tonight. It wasn't like a Glasgow Whisky Festival where it's just open to the public who are just going to say, right, I've paid 20 quid, I'm going to get as much drinking meat as I can. We kind of avoided that and got into the people who are wanting to talk and wanting to chat and enjoy the whiskey. And it was just such a good buzz. And we met Frank and Hamish and so many guys from the Blether and from Aquavites, and people still talk about it now being such a good show. And I can't wait till next year. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like on the night, we even said to Dave, we were like, when's the next one? There is going to be a next one, isn't there? You are definitely going to do another one. He was like, oh, we'll see. So it's brilliant that he's doing another one.
I hope, they are doing another one, obviously, but I hope it doesn't become just another festival.
Yeah.
I think what made it unique was the drams that were on, the link with the film and the people who were there. Mark's on just now, saying the best show ever. Mark, I have got your email. I will reply to it. Sorry, I'm just not being quite at the races this last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's just it was pretty special in that. And the guy, David knows what he's doing, and as do the rest of the team. So I'm pretty sure it won't be overhyped to this. That's the problem, is that the way people are talking about it, it's almost like this mythical malt mill of a festival that's never going to happen again. And it's like, oh, we're doing it again. They're like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it'll be like the Olympics or like Glastonbury. It'll be like 4 years and then they'll have a year off or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Space out a little bit. I don't know. But then that like what happens? when it's the same festival that keeps running and running and running, because there's only a certain point it can get to a size. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like another Hampden, or because there's some festivals like last year that were in maybe a smaller hall, and then this year they've kind of expanded, taken on more exhibitors, but then you kind of lose something with that, you know?
Yeah. So maybe do a loyalty return trip thing, so that if you bought tickets for the first one, you automatically get the chance to buy. So it's the same people, and you can build up a loyalty. And
ooh,
What you want is just a festival full of all your favorite people, like curated around like, your vision of like,
curated, like chosen exhibitors, curated, and then curated guests and ticket holders as well.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be such a good question for the Blether as well, though. What we could actually pose it now, but like, what would be like the ideal festival? So, what city, what exhibitors, and who would you want on the guest list?
Oh, you could do it like an exhibit. As an exhibitor, you can pick another exhibitor. Do you know what I mean? So it's all kind of like referral based.
No, like bring a friend.
Like bring a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice.
And then it'll only be like really sound people that all get on.
But then you'd have to double it every year.
Yeah.
If everyone who went brought a friend the next year. It's going to be such a big festival.
You could just call it like No Dickheads Festival.
Yeah. Oh man. Some of the stories I've never come across too many dickheads, I think, but every once in a while there is one that, you know, really tries to earn that title.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but Megan from Woodrow's posted something on her Instagram about.
She was so funny. We went out for dinner afterwards, and she was still raging. I was like, Megan, I've never seen this wee angry side to you.
What, I missed that. What was that?
Raging. I'll let Kat explain.
So there was just like a couple of really drunk people at the National Festival. And somebody had come over and like they'd like taken her water. What was it? They'd taken her water jug and they managed to spill like water all over her stand.
So I think from what I remember from our video is because they've got those little cool beakers.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got little beakers and then the kind of pipettes, but they're kind of quite cool pipettes. So I think someone came over and took the pipette out, threw the water over the table, and then stole the beaker.
That's fun.
She was raging.
Do they know how strong she is? She would have like nutted them. And
I mean, what do you do? Do you leave the stand to go after the person?
Was she just on her own?
Yeah,
she was. Well, I was doing a tour of the room, and she was trying to make her way to the bin with just like a whole pile of like wet napkins and stuff. I'm like, can I do something? She was just so raging, and then but the fact that she was still so angry afterwards and out for dinner because everything, you know, when you're pissed off and then everything pisses you off after that.
Yeah, sure.
Never seen you so cross before, but like, quite right as well. I had a guy that he's like, you know, it's like temporary stands and they're on like coasters, like wheels. And the tables are so tall anyway that people can only see my eyes when I'm trying to give them whiskey.
Those tables drive me mad. They're way too tall.
So tall. But this guy was absolutely annihilated and he was leaning against the table. And I was like literally the counterweight because the whole thing was just rolling towards me. I'm trying to like push it back again. But like, it's that thing of like, just trying to like lean over, like shouting at me, like, yeah, the one thing that I fucking love about Glengeet. What's it called? But yeah,
that's the kind of festival that you want to avoid, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Like, it was a good crowd there, to be honest. And I see Ali Milton's on the chat, so I saw him there. I haven't seen him in ages. I got to put my hand.
He's a festival. He's terrible. You don't want him at a festival.
I got to put my hand in his pocket, so that's a new one. So yeah, no, it was a good crowd. It's a nice festival, the National Festival. I do think it's a good one.
Yeah,
Dave Factors is saying it was such a poor festival.
Oh, I know. So there was. I was saying this to Ola earlier. There was a lot less exhibitors, but
There was a lot on that, wasn't there? There was so much on that weekend.
yeah, there was the Newcastle one, and then there was one in the
Yeah,
Midlands as well. And there was a couple of things on in Aberdeen. There was like a pop-up foods festival down at the Road,
right.
down at the harbour. So yeah, just bad timing, I think.
I'm just
Ian
reading one of
Abernethy.
the comments there. Sorry. I've
Yeah.
just got distracted because I've got the comments up in front of me, and Ian Abernethy saying indie festivals where it's 100% blind tasting.
Just to say, I've even got a name for it. It's going to be the Blindy Festival.
That's
The blind
genius.
or the
I
blindy
love
festival.
that.
Such
I
a
love
good
that. How good is that idea? Let's do that.
It's like
right.
basically taking the idea of the SNWS and putting it onto a festival.
Yes.
Like, it's weird that nobody's done that before. Like, we could literally just do that. Mike, you could coordinate. You could create your own.
Mike,
The
there you go.
next one.
Sorted.
Blindy Fest. Yeah,
Blindy
I think-
Fest.
I'm not sure if
Blindy Fest 2026.
we're allowed to call it that. That's not offending anyone, is it? Blindy Fest? Clearly not.
I don't think so. No.
No.
I love Dave's. If I'd known there was only 22 stands, I would have saved my money. 22 whiskies is not enough, considering each one of those guys probably had about 10 grams at their
Yeah.
table. That's the level we're at, Dave. It's like, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
A good range of folk there, I think. There are the good names there.
As long as the quality is good and the range is good, you don't want everyone to be the same. If there's only 22 stands, you don't want it all to be distilleries, or you don't want it all to be indies. You want something that's going to give you a variety, which is
There was a nice good mix. We were next to Woven, and Chris was there from Berry Brothers, and Glen Murray were there, and Scotch Malt Whisky Society were there, and there was a few good ones.
Good.
Yeah.
I've just thought about it. I've now got this Blindy Fest in my head. What we would do is we'd set up the stand. So Kat, you'd be there with Glengarry, and Ola with Carragh, and Mark would be there with What Whisky. And then what we'd do is we'd do a roll the dice, and everyone would move to a different stand. So you would be representing Ola, and Ola would be doing What Whisky and stuff. So nobody genuinely knows what whiskies they're pouring.
Oh,
because if people see Kat, they're going to think, "Oh, that's Glengarry."
Yeah,
but she's at a stand pouring your drams. It's going to be chaos.
That's a really good.
I think that's even better. So, like, I mean, it's kind of more of a fun thing than a kind of, brand growth sales exercise. But yeah,
and you can do like a sort of big kind of like between each session, you could do like a sort of sum up at the end, like, okay guys, like what's the feedback? Who do you think, you've got any ideas about what whiskey that was? Like, what's your feedback on the whiskey? So you can make it more interactive, as in like, people chatting and taking notes and stuff.
It would be absolute mayhem. Nobody would have a clue of anything. It'd just be madness.
Yeah. And then what we do is we make everything a blend just to really annoy people. It's all the same whiskey. Every whiskey is correct.
Every single all Glengarry 12-year-olds, every single task,
every single one.
And then all people know is they pick their favourite, and they get a message through saying 2 weeks later saying your favourite whiskey of the festival was Famous Grouse. How amazing would they be? That'd be great fun.
It would be such a good lesson though, because like a lot of people are still like hooked, like sort of. Because like
me and Mark are on the same wavelength here. We've just come up with the two same ideas there.
Yeah, all the same. Well, the girl next to me at Woven, she was like, "Oh, for every person that's interested, you get that other person that says, like, you got Ola, where's your distillery? Oh, we are a distillery. It's Woven. We do blends. Oh, blends, and they just move on to the next stand. So she didn't even get a chance to say, "Okay, but wait, like let's try some first." And so,
that's I find that the most upsetting. I think because I've come from SNWS and now we do what we do. I just don't understand that mentality. Like, I can't stand that kind of snobbery. Like, I had at a whiskey festival last week, I had a dickhead come up and just want the oldest thing I had on the stand.
Yeah.
Like, what's the oldest thing you've got on the stand?
Yeah.
Not interested in flavour, just anything at all. That's the only thing they were interested in. And I was just like, oh, job on.
Yeah.
You just don't have a clue. But yeah, you always get those.
You do. Yeah, I had a couple doing that as well because they just wanted to try at least one thing at every table. So like, I'll take the oldest. I'm like, well, you do the maths and you tell me which one the oldest is. And then I'll pour it for you.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, the Founders Reserve's got 1797 on it, so that must be the oldest.
Oh,
like, okay.
Yeah.
That happens too. Like, oh my God, your whiskey was distilled in 1797. It's like, no. Yes, let's go with that. It's £34.50 a bottle.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sure, crack on.
Just going to do a shout out to Rick. That was not a generic American accent for all.
Yeah.
tourists. It was very one specific person who said
it was somebody very recently who was unfortunately American, but we're not saying all Americans think that. But it did come to mind. It was like literally a couple of weeks ago. Like, but I love that they. No, I love that they. Was it Trump? Yes, when Trump was in.
I mean, you've had the king in, so why not?
We have had the king. He's like proper Glengarry super fan now. Heads down to his local off license for a bottle of Founders now and again, allegedly.
So now we put the festival wordplay rights. What are we going to talk about now?
I've just seen Tony's comment. Festival pre-sale code, not a dickhead.
Yeah, we have to vet everyone, like if they're allowed in, like no dicks allowed.
That would be amazing. Yes, please. Whose job's that?
It'd be a great title for a female orientated festival, wouldn't it? No dicks allowed.
Yes, that would be fun. Yeah, the other thing, like folks just going, what have you got under the table? Now, as somebody who's, well, a fairly new company, right? We're a fairly new independent bottler, being 3 years old. The first festivals that I attended, I was exhibiting at, and people kept asking me what I had under the table, and I was like, what are they talking about? Like, I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea. So I just thought, I don't know what I thought. I thought, what are they talking? That's just odd.
Yeah.
So obviously now I know it's a thing. But I still don't put anything to the table.
No, I don't either. A, because we haven't got a lot of whiskey, but B, I'm like, why should you be getting something more and better? Like I've got like the good stuff here. Like, why should I feel obliged to take something that you should get to try that's better or older or whatever? I'm not a big fan of the what's under the table. I'm just gonna have my lunch box over there and be like, my sandwiches.
That's what Alan's just said. Alan Smith has said, my lunch is under the table. And you're not getting that.
I did at the festival I was at last week. There was a punter who'd come with a little packed lunch, and halfway through the session, he sat down at a table nearby and had a wee sandwich.
Oh, I love
refueled that. And then carried on. And I was like, that's genius. That
is.
You proper right.
You do. You need to have food. I think, like, even if you're being very, very sensible, you definitely need to stop, have some food, have some water, and then reevaluate.
Rick's just put a comment. I remember this conversation with Kenny McDonald at the Blether we had. When the European festivals, I'm not sure how many European festivals you've been told of, where they charge for the per dram. It's not a ticket, and then you get in and you get everything. And what I remember Kenny saying, and what people will do, especially in Germany, they'll come in with their own sample bottles, and they'll get you pour into the sample bottle, so they're not drinking it at the time, and they'll like write what's on it, and they'll take it and they'll put it in their jacket, and they'll go home and they'll be almost sober the whole way around and just buy up all these drams, and then they go home and they research it and do it meticulously and stuff. And I would love to see that kind of thing here. I just don't. I think the festival scene here, that would be too much of a switch.
Yeah, very different kind of festival. But to be honest, the festival that the Lomond and Clyde one that I was at just at the weekend, I had a 30-year-old Braes of Glenlivet on the table, and because the partner retailer was Royal Mill Whiskies, they'd taken stock of it, so we kind of almost felt obliged to pour it. But obviously, if I put a 30-year-old Braes of Glenlivet on the table, it is going to get rinsed. I only have a bottle open, 2 sessions, that ain't going to last. So it was actually Jack from Uncharted. He was like, just charge for it. I was like, can I do that? And he was like, oh, I do it. I do it. If I've got something like stand out like that, I will charge. So I was like, all right, well, we'll give it a bash. And folk were quite happy to pay it. £5 a dram. It's not absolutely, annihilating my bottle. I'm just, making my costs back, but it kind of makes people appreciate it a little bit more, I think, as well. So I did feel a little bit cheeky, and I didn't really want to piss anyone else off. Certainly none of the other exhibitors who maybe had more expensive stuff and older stuff on the table. But generally, I couldn't sit with that on the table and just pour it willy-nilly. 124 bottles, that's all there is. At the end of the day, we're a 2-man band. We're a tiny little company, so every penny counts. So yeah.
Even at £5 a dram, you're not really. You maybe break an even in that bottle. You're not going to.
Yeah, pretty much. And that was just the point in it. It was just to make people maybe stop and think, do I really want that?
Yeah.
Turned out they really did want it, but I didn't feel like I was just like that guy. What's the oldest thing you've got on the table? Like, he's never going to appreciate that. He's not going to care. He's not going to think twice. He's not going to think whether that was a 12, a 30, a Macallan, or a, there's just no thought behind it. So, yeah.
Alan is asking if where he can get that Braes of Glenlivet. He had it at a tasting, and we'd like to know.
If you're on our email list, Ryan's going to be putting out an email, I think, tomorrow, with where you can get it or where you can pre-get it before we put it out to retailers. So sign up to that and you'll find out. There might even be a wee discount code thing going on. Just saying.
There we go. You're going to get a little flurry of activity hitting your website now.
Yeah, but only 124 bottles of that.
Sign up. That's one for every person watching.
Aye, there you go. It's cracking. Do you know, I've actually got a bottle of it here because I was taking photographs for the website. It's 30-year-old Braes of Glenlivet, right? And it's still 50.6% ABV.
Whoa.
Crazy. But it's awesome because I think for me, as someone who really likes stronger stuff, like proper single cask stuff, sometimes I think the older bottles, once they've dropped in ABV, I kind of feel like there's maybe a little bit something missing. But so that one there for me is cracking.
A dream dram.
A dream dram.
What has been what's been your proudest bottling? Something that you've thought, I'm so glad we got this, and it's had the reaction.
No, can't answer that. That's too difficult.
It's like picking your favorite child. You're
Yes.
It
genuinely is, because there've been some real standout ones. I think because we're quite careful, because every release is 3 bottles, we try and be really considered, the 3 that we're putting together, so there's nothing too similar, but they're kind of really interesting standout drams on their own. So it's really difficult to pick a favourite out of the 3. And then obviously when you do that over 8 releases, I really struggle. I do. We did a festival and tasting exclusive this year, which was a 6-year-old Kalila.
Oh.
Cat's disappeared.
Yeah.
Bye.
She does that.
Is it because I said Kalila? I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Yep. We haven't mentioned Glengarry about.
Done. What is she talking about? 6-year-old Kalila. Get away. So yeah, the 6-year-old Kalila, obviously it's a really young whiskey, and it was only available directly through us. I don't know if do you remember this one? I don't know if I gave you a sample of that one.
Yeah, you when you were in the shop doing a tasting, we got a trial of it. But I think it's sold out.
Yeah, so it was fully matured in a quarter cask Oloroso its whole life. And it was just, it was amazing, but only 60 bottles. So, of course, that stand out because it was the smallest outturn that we've done to date. It didn't hang about for very long. It was quite unique. So, but there's tons of other ones for different reasons, of course.
I was talking about the Blair Apple port finish. That was the super port, wasn't it?
So that's sold out, but we just duty paid 12 bottles that were sitting in bond. Oof. So there's actually 12 bottles left of that now.
On your website?
I mean, maybe. If it's not today, then it will be tomorrow. So keep an eye on that, because there's definitely going to be 12 extra bottles hitting the website. Which is amazing, and that's actually, to me, that's probably the most similar to the Aultmore in terms of quite a kind of a more heavier wood influence than our other kind of releases. So the Aultmore was the Oloroso sherry, and the Blair Apple's got a port finish, but the port was only 6 months. But the flavour that is taken on is absolutely incredible. But it was a standout. It was kind of a standout for me as well, I have to admit. God, she's disappeared. Oh, she's coming back.
I don't know what happened there. Sorry, I'm sneezing while you're putting me back on.
I said 6-year-old Kalila, and you were like, off, gone.
It came up like a little message saying, "Oh, like, do you want to schedule an update?" And I was like, just try click off of it, and then I was like, "Oh, where the fuck have I gone?" I just left the building. Anywho's, back in the room.
So you just missed the most entertaining story Ola's ever told in her life. It was
ever.
It was hilarious.
Laughs all around.
I'll have to watch it back. I'll watch the replay, guys. The replay. What a bloody night for technical issues, like, honestly.
I know. Don't have kids. They just, if they're in your house, they cause technical issues.
They do interfere with everything, honestly.
Well,
yeah.
I was going to ask you something, Ola. I can't remember what it was. That's terrible. That's what I get for falling off the screen. Maybe I wrote it down. Are you heading down to London? It's a London whiskey show next week, right? Do you guys do that one?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not doing it, certainly. I don't think. I'm kind of like a week by week kind of girl. Like, I'm not really a forward planner. I don't think we're doing that one. I think Ryan's in Liverpool this weekend. Is that something that's happening?
Oh,
Liverpool?
I can't keep up with
Lounge, maybe, or something. I don't know. And then there's Manchester, maybe.
Are you at Glasgow?
He does most of the whiskey festivals. So if any of you met Ryan, he has 5 kids.
What? No wonder he goes to so many festivals. I'm like, bye.
Correct. So he's like, right, we've got these festivals. I'll do that one. I'll do that one. I'll do that one. I'm like, well, you crack on. You do these festivals. So, yeah.
As long as he doesn't ask you to babysit, that's all right.
No, thankfully not yet. That's not come up. Yeah. So I can kind of see why he needs a little bit of festival time. Bless him. But it's this time of year is crazy for like tastings and festivals and barrel tops and all the rest of it, from now to the end of the year, it's kind of like non-stop. So there'll be ones that we're doing together. There's ones that he'll just be doing his own and I'll just be doing on my own. Last year was mental. Like, we did way too many. I was just speaking to Kat earlier, and I think we just overdid it, you know, and you just can't burn yourself out. There's only so much you can do. And bearing in mind, we're working all week and then we're doing whiskey festivals and tastings at the weekends all over the UK and in Europe and sometimes further afield. It's just too much. And last year there was ones where he was doing one in like London one weekend and I was doing one in Aberdeen the same weekend. It was just lunacy, absolute lunacy.
There's such a lot of work, though. Like the whole start to finish, I find like from finding the venue, finding out whether you can park outside it, unloading everything in like a sort of 15-minute window, finding your table, setting it all up, and then doing the reverse, getting everything packed up, going to find your flipping car, trying to get everything dragged down the street. I also like admire people like Paul Dempsey and Kenny and stuff. It's almost like they've got this like sort of magic Mary Poppins handbag. And like, you know, they kind of call last orders and you turn around and like Paul Dempsey's literally, you know, standing at the bus stop. You're like, holy fuck, how has he managed to pack up?
Yeah. It's such a skill. It's such a skill. Like the folk that can pack up that quickly and they're out of there. I'm so impressed by that. I love this.
Me too. Yeah.
When we started the Foghouse Gin, we started going to all the gin festivals, and I used to have quite an elaborate setup with whiskey casks and I was a gin, for fuck's sake. Why was I sitting there with whiskey casks? I don't know. But it looks good.
Because it looks cool.
Yeah.
It does look cool.
I've got one fold-up trestle table and a tablecloth, and that's it.
But literally, that is all you need. Nobody, ultimately, do the punters care? Not really. Last week, I forgot my price list, my banners, my pourers, there was something else. But yeah, do you know what? After the first few, do you really need it? No. I mean, I remember last year rocking up to festivals and like Woody would just be there with his table with just like his bottles and that was it. No banner, nothing. He was just like, well, I've got a tablecloth. That's fine. Really, do you need like a stall with plants? And I don't know. It's nice to be eye-catching and different, but ultimately,
some of these gin festivals, you guys going in the scaffolding and building these like elaborate stands. You know, Eden Mill or Harris and all that, and it looks great. But they must have to sell some amount of gin or whiskey or that festival to justify this team of 30 trained scaffolders and roofers to come in and put together joiners and Oompa Loompas and whatever they're putting together this fucking stand. And then they come back in and take it all down again. And I'm like, you know, I've sold 3 cases. I'm happy. I've paid my accommodation for the night. And got
so do you not do any more gin festivals and stuff with Foghouse? Have you just kind of you don't?
We just got so much going on with the bar and
the
shop and online and the gin. So the gin is now kind of incorporated under the whiskey shop. We did, when we launched it, we did try and do it as its own entity so that we could maybe, you know, have a sideline. But with so many gins and all that, it would have to be, you know, we'd have to take on a full-time team just to get anywhere with it. So we thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep it as a wee in-house kind of needs, like a shop exclusive, I suppose, but a permanent shop exclusive you can buy online. And that's all. We do local festivals, like Taste of Geary or Grampian or that kind of thing. But no, and now we've got the bar called the Foghouse. It's kind of, I'm glad we've kind of gone down that route because we can keep everything in-house.
That's cool.
It's easier to handle.
So now that you've got the new place open, what's happened to the old place?
Well, so the shop is still there.
The shop's still there. Okay, I see.
It's in the middle of moving. Yeah. We're just redecorating so we want to get the bar open, redecorate what is going to be the new shop. So we got in there. We're working on the license and getting everything ready. So we'll be, touch wood, end of October, we'll be all under the one roof again.
And then, but then the old shop's going to be gone.
Yeah. Well, somebody will go in. If nobody takes it, then I don't know. We'll open something in there. We'll do a bakery or.
Well, it's kind of like a prime location. I don't think you're going to struggle to find somebody to take it over. It's quite a unique kind of space, you know.
We'll get Kat to build the second best visitor attraction centre.
There you go.
I'll do like a Johnny Walker whiskey exchange, whiskey experience type thing, but we'll just emanate you instead of the man with the top hat. Will be the man in the flat cap, and this is Mike's.
I love it. Yes,
We'll build an underground tunnel to the Baltic. So people walk in, they think they're going to get this really cool experience. They just go through a tunnel and they turn up, like in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when they go through this tunnel, and it's like my single most traumatizing film I've ever watched as a kid is when they go through that tunnel in the original movie. Then if you have any idea, you're both looking at me like you've got no idea.
Honestly, like I barely remember the original. There was a lot of traumatizing parts in that film, to be fair, but I don't remember a tunnel.
They go through in the boat, the Chocolate River. They go through.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
It's all the neon light, and Gene Wilder's giving it loudly, and
it's to terrify me. Like the Oompa Loompas used to freak me out.
They're horrible. They're really, really creepy. Yeah.
I was chuckling at Ian's comments about, you maybe all read this out when I disappeared at the mention of Kalila, but what was it? He's the candidate names for the Blind Indie Festival. The Blind Stone, the Unlabeled and Unleashed, Indian Incognito, and Dramnesia. I think that might be my favourite one.
Dramnesia, I like that.
That's memorable. I like that.
Ironically, that's memorable.
I know, ironically, it's memorable.
Whiskey who drammed it.
It's
good. That's good.
We've developed something here, guys. Like I think the hive mind has created something beautiful.
I know. I'm not sure if we can launch a festival based on 3 people watching in the Blether who think it's a good idea, but we can do a bit more.
I'm just going to say this now. I'm keen. Even if we start small scale, I think it's worth a try. Yeah, maybe just start off with like a tasting, then see how organically it can grow.
Yeah, just scale up. I know I'm good.
Like start with 5 exhibitors. 5's good. Yeah, 5's a good number, and then double it the next year. See how it goes.
Invite a friend. We're right back to that.
Invite a friend.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So on the subject of, we're back onto 3s again. What was the reason behind the name? So Mike said before it means 3 pillars. Is that right?
Yeah. So 3 pillars. So tree, Carragh, 3 pillars, and there was quite a lot of thought behind that. Actually, surprisingly, it's representative of the 3 main ingredients of all Scotch whisky, which is.
Wait! They're on my arm. Oh no! Wait, I'm
on your arm.
They are ridiculously tattooed. Not ridiculously tattooed.
That's turning my arm around the right way because I'm too thick to figure out how.
Oh my god! This is stressful.
There they are.
I did not know you had that tattoo.
Yeah, but I've got an oak leaf as well, so I'm technically 4 pillars.
Yeah, but 3 ingredients, shall we say?
What's the 2 circles, Kat? Tell Ola about your 2 circles.
So it's not circles. It's meant to represent a chemical reaction because yeast just looks like little sea monkeys or sperm. So I'm I'm not putting sperm on. So
we found it really difficult to. So on our website we have a little kind of
like a key,
like a wee icon design thing, which is meant to be water, barley, obviously. And then yeast, and we were like, what are we going to put for yeast? And you're right, we were the same. We're like, what are we going to put? So in the end, we did a packet with stuff inside. You kind of have to go and see. It's weird because we were the same. Like if it was a tattoo, I'd be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm
So
struggling. Took ages to come up with something because I was like,
Yeah.
because like even if you Google what these look like, it's like three little blobs. So it just represents like the combining of things.
Got
So,
yeah. No, good idea. Yeah, could have gone for that, but we went for a flower packet. But yeah, so essentially that's it. It's representative of 3 main ingredients of all Scotch whisky. And then we used the standing stones because we just wanted to stay quite traditional and Scottish. We knew that we were going to export a fair proportion of the products. So, you know, what bigger brand is there than Brand Scotland? You know, if you can kind of use that to sort of market your company and your brand, then why not? It's kind of a win. And also a big Outlander fan, so standing stones.
Of course, definitely. So Stravaigin, is that a word you use in Fife as well? Because I thought Stravaigin was like a Doric, like an Aberdeenshire word. Because Stravaigin,
I think it's just Gaelic. It's just Gaelic for like we don't use it, but
because we would use it up here for like if you're Stravaigin, you're just kind of walking about, like maybe it is Gaelic, but we use it. Mike, you would say you would recognise Stravaigin as something we would say up here, though, right?
It's no, to be honest,
No.
it's not. I thought you were saying Stonehenge for a long time now.
No, Stravaigin about. Like if you just like head off wandering around, like just out for a wee. Because I remember like old folk coming in to like the shop when I was a kid and like, I've just been out Stravaigin about. Like it just means you're wandering around. So yeah, I thought it was Doric, but it must be a Gaelic one that's filtered through into Doric potentially.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say that Ola's marketing is aimless and just wandering? I think it's
wandering the globe, spreading the words of. No, you turned that around, Mister. Wandering around the world, wandering the world, spreading the good word of whiskey is what they're doing. Stravaiging the world, talking about whiskey.
I think it's sort of. For us, we kind of, you know, we're a startup. We didn't know where it would go. The beauty of it just being the two of us with no outside investors or anything like that. We have the flexibility and the ability to do what we want or pivot or change direction or move the company this way or that way. Or, you know, it was like with Glen Laird, our other brand, you know, that was somebody came to us and said, can you do this? And we were like, yeah, sure. Having no idea what we were doing, saying yes and then figuring out how to do it. I think that sort of Stravaigin, you know, it's we don't know where it's going to go, what we're going to do next, but that's kind of the beauty of it. Yeah, we are kind of wandering aimlessly because you never know what opportunity is going to arise and whether we'll take it or we won't take it, or maybe we'll do something else. So I kind of thought that was really, really fitting. And because we do lots of things, you know, it's not just about the brands. We do other things in whiskey. So I think Stravaig was a great name. I love the name Stravaig. I think it's great.
It's a really good word. It kind of rolls
but
off.
Nobody can say it from overseas, really. They're like, and then people ask me to spell it, and I'm like, ST, and I have to like mentally write it with my fingers in my head, just because it's not the easiest word to spell.
It's not, but yeah, no, it's a good one. Very Scottish sounding.
Yeah.
So it's actually also, so it translates into English as Strava, which in it comes from the Swedish for strive.
Oh, it's like Strava, like the sports app.
Like like the, was it a running app or something? Yeah. Records all your walks and stuff. Yeah. That's where they get the name from. Was Strava.
To strive. That's better. Let's go with that. Let's go with that message.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Okay, forget what I said about Stravaig.
Strike through above.
To strive to wander aimlessly is what you.
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, you know, so yeah, a lot of Doric comes down from Scandinavian anyway, so potentially we use it from that too. What is your Glen?
Right.
Go on, say again.
Everyone's right. We're all right.
We're all winners. Everyone's a winner
good.
at the end. What is your Glen Laird? It's a Highland single malt.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Highland single malt. So it's small batch. So whilst Carragh single cask, Glen Laird is small batch, so higher volumes. And it was kind of an idea brought to us by a South Korean importer who kind of asked us to develop a new brand at a certain price for their market. And we were like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. And that resulted in quite a substantial order, but it's unnamed Highland single malt. But it is age statement. So to date, we've done a 10-year-old and we've done a 12-year-old lightly peated, which is now sold out. And hopefully in the future, the idea is to do different, wood maturations, different ages, but on that kind of larger scale. So probably like, 10,000 bottles upwards. Maybe that's a bit much, but around that amount per batch. So it's kind of scalable, particularly for the export markets, but also at that kind of lower price point. So a bit more accessible to sort of maybe whiskey fans that want something a bit higher strength. So Glen Laird sits at 48%, but isn't maybe from a distillery. So we kind of look at it like maybe as I don't know, what's a kind of similar brand? Like, what's the big peat? It's like a Isla, unnamed, but just Highland. So it gives us a little bit more. Yeah, smokeheads. So smokehead, yeah. So it gives us a bit more flexibility. By saying Highland, we can kind of encompass Speyside and Highlands and have peated, unpeated, depending on what's available and what we kind of quality check as being good enough to put under the Glen Laird brand. But yeah, it sits kind of £40, £50 for the 10, 12-year-old. So a wee bit more accessible.
So you can buy that in Scotland too. This is not just for Korea. This is like something you have.
I think you have to be pretty. I think you can find it in Scotland, but you have to be pretty. You got to Google it. We don't really market it in Scotland or the UK. So some stockists have taken it just when they're taking Carragh. They've kind of been intrigued. The 12-year-old one, I can't remember what award it won last year. I think it was the Scottish Whisky Awards, the 12-year-old lightly peated one. Its category. So I think that's probably why it sold out. So a lot of stockists took it on for that. But no, not generally. We kind of send most of that overseas. I think it's quite difficult because there's only two of us, right? We're trying to promote Carragh and build that brand. That's kind of like our kind of forefront and our biggest aim. And Glen Laird is great because it's great to have that kind of diversity in your sort of portfolio, I suppose. And that option if people maybe don't want to buy single cask or kind of, higher strength, cask strength stuff, then there is an alternative. But generally, we don't really do much with it in the UK.
Oh, that's cool. Again, a very Scottish sounding name, Glen Laird. Yeah,
it's very Scottish. Purposefully done again.
Yeah.
That's the one with it's got the antlers, doesn't it? There's the
antlers. Yeah. Some people might think it's looks quite similar to another well-known antler brand.
Is it a brand that likes heavily coloured whiskey? Yeah, I'm going to Google your bottle.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything, but yeah. Again, kind of purposefully.
For a start, you've removed the antlers from the head of the deer. So
That is true. There is a difference. The antlers have been removed.
Oh yeah, okay. I see your. Oh yeah, nothing like any other brand.
No,
Like
nothing like. It just has antlers.
it does. I like the color. Nice big bold kind of royal blue color. It's nice.
Yeah. Kind of also purposefully done because it's the same colors as is in Carragh. So when you're bulk buying certain components for bottles like capsules, you can use it for both. Bonus.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's a really nice bottle. Like that kind of looks like quite an expensive bottle, like quite regal. I can imagine people.
Yeah.
I've been quite
It is. It was a lovely designer that we work with called Georgina Hart, and she designed the bottle for us. And she did an amazing job. The label, though, you'll see on the bottle is massive. Like it's really big. It like wraps all the way around. Like our Carragh ones are tiny in comparison. The Glen Laird kind of goes all the way around. Got a bottle somewhere. But because it was bottled on a automated, well, it was meant to be bottled on an automated bottling line because of the higher volumes. They gave us the specs that we had to kind of work within for the labels. So we obviously designed, produced, printed like all these labels, sent them to the bottling hall, and it turned out that it didn't work on their lines. So they had to hand label like 12,000 bottles.
Wow.
But obviously that wasn't our fault. It was kind of their fault. So they had to just like suck it up. And it took, I think it took 2 weeks. So we like kind of went over our deadline by 2 weeks, and obviously they had to pull in extra staff, and it just kind of screwed up their
Loompas then.
Yeah.
Terrible, but like, what can you do? You know.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that was a bit of a so the next batch of Glen Laird is going to have to be redesigned to obviously kind of work on the automated lines. Fun stuff you find out when you're doing bottlings. There's always something that goes wrong.
It's always like an error or a lesson you need to learn, and it's always at the vital stage, isn't it? You never learn it at the start.
And also, no matter how many times you do it, something new will always crop up. You can think you're an expert and you've got it sorted and it's smooth running, but there'll always be something like, oh, the corks that got delivered are actually the wrong size, or the filter was too big and there's tons of sediment in the bottle, or like there's just always something, you know.
That's what keeps it real.
Sorry?
That's what keeps it real. It shows you're a small, like, sort of start a business. The fact that you're dealing with these problems, it just shows that it's just generally you two, and you're kind of learning as you go along, which is, it shows the integrity of the business.
Yeah, I think, but the beauty is when we're talking to other independent bottlers, it's not just us. It's the same issues that happen to absolutely everybody. So that kind of, it's nice to know that you're kind of in with others.
It probably happens as well to a Glenlivet, a Glenfiddich, and McCann. It just you don't notice it, they don't talk about it. It's absorbed into it, and
exactly.
And then PX Woodhouse is on saying hello. He says, "Oh crikey, I met Ola at Newcastle's Indie Festival a couple of weeks ago." So that doesn't sound very positive. But then he follows up with, "You had the best liquid on the show." So there you go.
Oh, thank you so much. That's just going to be the new release coming out. I don't know when, tomorrow or next week. We're not sure.
Sign up today, you'll know.
If you sign up to the newsletter, then you will be the first person to know, probably before even I know. So there you go. That's awesome. Newcastle Whisky Festival was awesome. It was a really good festival.
That was the one at the same time as Aberdeen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was yeah, so it was both me and Ryan there, and I was doing a lot of market research on the Saturday. No, on the Friday night. The Friday night. So Saturday was a little bit of a struggle.
So I heard.
Here, look, I got up and went for a run. So
Well done, you.
on Saturday morning.
Like,
With,
I was going to say like
John.
halfway through the festival, because sometimes I do that as well. It's normally to the toilet.
No, in the morning after the night before, I got up and went for a run with John from Rare Find. We went and did a park run. I felt horrendous. It was a bad choice, but do you know what? Got through it. It's fine.
Did you feel better for it at the end of it?
No, I didn't. That is a lie. That doesn't work.
There's a lesson there for everyone.
Don't run after a whiskey
Don't run.
festival.
Don't run in the morning.
Don't do it.
Dave Parkinson, hopefully you're still watching. You asked this a wee while ago. How does Ola find the market, the whiskey market just now? And where do you see it going? Because there's a lot of bad news stories, a lot of doom and gloom at the moment.
I'm not going to lie, it is tough. I've definitely seen across kind of the whole business. It's been tough. We've had to work harder for maybe less return. But I do see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I think things will get better. We just have to dig our heels in and persevere. And just keep doing what we're doing. But definitely the UK market is, it's hard just now. But the thing is, it's like, I still see new independent bottlers popping up left, right and centre. Even in the past few months, there's been at least 4 or 5 new ones that I've seen come out. So, I mean, I that's got to surely be a positive.
Yeah.
I always thought that we were kind of, I'm kind of middle-aged now, coming up for 3 years old, I think, because when we started sort of during or just after COVID, we were kind of in a little flurry of new indies that popped up, particularly in Edinburgh, and we're now all kind of 3-4 years old. So we've been doing it for a while. But then these new guys are coming out as well. So I don't know. If is that a good thing? I think they're obviously seeing something in the market.
I wonder if they've maybe bought their casks off the back of the hype, and now they're like, well, we need to get, now we need, they're basically buying off guys like your success 3 years ago, 4 years. I mean, look at it this way: if you built a distillery, you'd have your own whiskey by now. That's how long in the tooth you guys are nowadays. But I think if they maybe bought into that hype then, and it just takes that time to get your product to market. It's not independent bottling, is it? I'm going to buy a cask now and bottle it tomorrow, especially if you're buying it from a broker. It takes 6 months probably to get your cask in the line.
Very true. But it's tough, and even some exports. So there's some sort of markets that we've been sort of toying with, courting, I would say, schmoozing, trying to sort of persuade to take on our stock, and they're, it's not generally a hard no. It's just a not at the moment, because they're struggling. Maybe not struggling, but they're definitely seeing a slowdown in their sales. They're maybe perhaps 10% down, and for them at the moment to take on and represent a brand new brand just isn't the right time. So it's not a no, it's just not quite yet. So it's just about keeping those conversations and those relationships warm and going until it is the right time. And like every industry and every market, there'll be peaks and troughs. I think at the moment we're in a trough, but if we just keep doing what we're doing, putting out quality, not doing anything stupid, like releasing, I don't know, like I've seen some others, I don't want to name any names, but really going in hard with their pricing, like really going in hard with their pricing, doing sort of vatted whiskies, maybe at or even single casks, but really cutting everybody. You know, like the bigger independent bottlers are really cutting us little independent bottlers.
Talking about guys like Signatory, you might want to say it, but you know, Signatory. I can't.
Signatory.
But it is.
But also others as well.
There are others, but I think it's the elephant in the room, and you guys have to.
And it's hard.
You have seen reactions to that. You've seen, it's a short-term reaction, I think, to a long-term.
Agreed.
Problem, and cask prices are coming down. I'm led to believe, but not to the point that we're going to see a massive difference yet, because you guys have to sell the cask that you've got. I'm saying you guys as the whole independent range.
Yeah.
Say you don't buy a cask today to sell tomorrow. You buy the cask you're selling today. You paid for 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Exactly.
But yeah, guys like Signatory, guys like, and then North Star have just taken out that their kind of secret Isla range. Great value for money, great whiskey, sitting around that £50 mark. We've seen Murray McDavid take out the cask craft, but these are all bigger names than you, probably bigger operations than you, but they're still fairly small.
Yeah,
compared to
I just wonder,
Whiskey Exchange, these guys are.
Yeah, exactly. But I was always under the impression that, if in business, if you go down, it's really hard to go back up, particularly in pricing. Yeah. So how they're going to then, when inevitably the markets will recover and people have a lot more money in their pocket to spend on super premium products, hopefully, fingers crossed, how are they going to flip that back round? Is I don't understand, because once you've gone down, it's very difficult to go back up, right? So I'm quite interested to see how this all pans out, because obviously we can't go down. There's just no way we can go down. And like you said, we've purchased the casks possibly at a premium a few years ago, but ultimately that's capital that's tied up. So we have to bottle it, whether it's now or sell it or whatever. We have to do something with it. So yeah, there's only so low we can go. Everyone's costs are going up as well, though. Like glass, corks, power, everything's more. So they're obviously swallowing a bit of taking a hit on it as well, just to try and get bottles on the off the shelves, I guess. But yeah, you're right. How do you explain it to the customer? That bottle was 50 quid, but it's now 80 quid. It's why? Why?
I guess so people who have thought about it, I get, people like Woody, Lady of the Glen, Gregor and Paul, and Berry Brothers, Kenny, that they've taken out kind of a sideline project, which is a blending project where they've got some kind of Dumbarton Rocks and Bridges Kirk, the warehouse blend, where they can absorb a little bit more of the cost and keep that as an aside for the single malt still doing. And we see that quite a lot. People are moving into blending malts to keep a consistent product, sub £50, £30 if they can do it. Which opens their, guys at home are like, there's just too much bottles. There's just too much whiskey that we can't keep up, especially for the drinkers. People it's just impossible. So here's a nice wee £30 cask craft from Murray McDavid. Single malt. It's 46.8, I think their ABVs are on that, which is decent enough. It's got a punch on it. And I think they'll keep that sub 30 as long as they can. But what happens the next release is 35? People are going to be like, well, what's happening there?
But you're right. I can see there's been a shift. People are diversifying into having that sort of lower priced, higher volume, however that is, whether it's blend or what we're doing with Glen Laird. We sort of mistakenly did that, but it's good to have that.
Mhm.
We've not really used it too much yet, but it is nice having that alternative in the current market. What's that?
You've just decided my next open. I'm going to crack open a whiskey exchange 12-year-old from the famous Speyside distillery that can never be named. I've had this for a wee while.
That's not a colour that I'm
Check
enjoying.
you. Oh, look at the colour.
Oh, look at the colour.
It's just ridiculously black. It looks just black. Is it like a big sherry monster?
Imagine so. This was one of that first kind of. Do you know it? Kind
What?
of.
I couldn't hear that. What did you
Also,
say?
That was the point.
Nobody got that. Yeah, but you. If somebody got that, please type it in the comments so I know what you said.
It was kind of the first one that they took out that was, oh, that's a Macallan. Do you know it's a Macallan kind of rumor?
Oh, right. I see, yes.
Nobody was meant to know it, but everyone did.
Oh, they've not put an M in brackets at the end of the.
No, it's just simply a Speyside distillery. And then once it was released, the rumor mill grew, and then everyone started jumping on unnamed Macallans.
That was a good pop. That
was a good pop.
So what are you guys? What's your guys' go-to style, or do you have one? Or because Kat, you just said, "Oh no, that looks way too dark. I just don't think I would go for anything like that."
Yeah, I'm not a huge sherry fan. Like a big old sherry bomb, I just can't. I haven't found one that I like, other than like maybe a peated one. But I prefer like a refill bourbon, and I quite like a bit of peat smoke. Something like really tropical fruit and maybe a bit of peat smoke is my kind of vibe. I like when you get the distillery character coming through. So
love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I totally missed. So I didn't send you guys samples or anything. I should have done that. I'm sorry.
You're totally fine.
You said that like a totally. No, you're fine.
No, but I should have, right? I should have.
No, because like the whole weathers get to know you, obviously. Like, obviously we're going to talk about Tricara as well. And the fact that I've been calling it Tricara for ages. As soon as you started saying Tricara, I was like, oh shit, I've been calling it the wrong thing.
It actually says it phonetically on the back of the bottle.
Bollocks! I haven't got a bottle. You should have sent me bloody samples.
You should have got your bottle. That was a hint.
I like your whiskey enough to buy bottles of it, Ola. Kat's just here for the freebies. That's
I am clearly not, because I have not been over.
If you ask her what her range of whiskey, what her style of whiskey is, if it comes in the post, free of charge. That's her.
Yeah, I mean, I think every sample that's sent to us usually goes to shop, and I never go. Well, I do go to shop sometimes, but I think by the time I get over to get them, like for like 6 months after now. Yeah, because I haven't been over to get them. Because we had
Georgie
last week, and I've never been over. Yeah, there you go. That's my one.
This is how clean I keep my studio. But yeah, me and Kat, when it comes to go-tos, are very polar opposite. Kat loves a refill bourbon. I'm a sherry slut. I love it. It was that kind of whiskies that got me really interested in whiskies. And I've said many times before, the more I want to know about whiskey, the more I learn about whiskey making, the more I'm drawn to bourbon and refill bourbon and third fill and stuff, because you get to know the distillery character. But I do like a sherry cask.
But do you not think that even though refill bourbons, maybe show a bit more the distillery character and the diversity that you can get in that, you can get the same from sherry bombs, because every single sherry bomb can taste like completely different. Like for me, the type of sherry, PX, Oloroso, Palo Cortado, whatever kind of sherry, and then like the length of maturation, it's just like everything's just so.
The perfect sherry bomb for me is something Sorry, yeah, it's more akin to what your Aultmore was, where it's not all about the color. I mean that's ridiculously dark.
That's ridiculously dark.
The taste, it doesn't taste as dark as it looks.
That's good.
It's a pretty good round. It's obviously sherry. I would have struggled to call it Macallan. I would have struggled to pinpoint that on it. I think it's got more of that kind of sulphury Glenfarclas kind of note just on the neck pour.
It's a Macallan then, right?
Which maybe not. I mean, they're not saying.
Who knows?
But you see some probably got something close by, like a Glenallachie. They always kind of come out quite dark. And I mean, this is an Auchentoshan. Look at the colour of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Auchentoshan that dark. That's crazy.
That one's a sherry, and I like that one. But I like
What's
it.
That's the Ardmore.
Yeah, and you can still taste the Ardmore in it. It's got like that sort of dirty, peat smoky kind of dry, kind of Ardmore vibe, and like the sherry actually really picks it up and plays around with it, and it sort of highlights it. So, you know, I'm not completely anti-sherry. Like I'd look at that color, and I'm doing the opposite of what annoys me with people. I get annoyed when people say, "Ooh, look at that color," and I'm doing the opposite. Like, "Ooh, look at that color." It's like, you know. I should be judging on his color because I really like
the first thing you said when I picked up that was
I know.
We do, and no matter how many times we preach to the guys at home or the guys in the shop or guys at tasting, never buy by color. Everyone, look at the color of that.
I know, but it's so difficult, isn't it?
I'm looking at that as an Auchentoshan, knowing how delicate Auchentoshan spirit is, and you're like, how has any of that character survived if that is the influence of the cask? I don't know because I haven't opened it yet. It's a distillery exclusive handful. It's actually not sherry; it's a Bordeaux wine cask. But it'd be interesting to see.
That will be interesting to see. I think
you've
got to be so careful with wine casks, though. Hey, like too much can be way too much.
Yeah,
that's 100% balance. Oosh, that's hard. That's hard.
Especially a light whiskey like Auchentoshan. It'd be interesting to see. Was that the one Tony got when we were down, or is this a different one?
2020. It would have been, February 2020.
Yeah, that's cool. Because we did Auchentoshan way back up the road. We did Isla, and then we did Auchentoshan and back up, and then COVID happened.
So what you're telling me is this is not mine. This is Tony's.
Pretty much.
You can't open it.
I can always hear her footsteps coming down the stairs and open up your squeaky garage door.
You got raging at me the other week because I opened Kilchoman, a small batch that David Muir had bought her as a present. And I'd opened it one night. I think it was when we had Auntie Allen when she was with Coleman. And I opened it because it was the only Coleman I had in the house, and she got ragey with me. So I don't think she knows we still got that bottle in the garage. But sorry.
Well, you haven't drank it though, so you need.
I haven't drank it. No, we just popped it. We'll let it oxidize. She's now allowed to drink because Bria Rose is out, and
out of captivity, released into the wild.
So how about yourself, Ola? What's your style of whiskey?
I'm very mood dependent and weather dependent and time of year dependent. So I don't know. I feel like maybe I kind of overdid it on the port and sherry cask finishes for a few years, and now I'm tending to go back towards my bourbons and refill bourbons. Anything that's lightly finished, I really enjoy. I like the complexity. So like we had the really nice Glen Elgin, which was port finished, but 15 months, but it was just like that little hint. You could tell it was a port, but it really hadn't taken on much of the colour, but you could tell, that sweetness at the end. So something like that is like my perfect. And we had a Macduff, and it was similar with the red wine. It was just that hint rather than heavy finish. But then, like, I don't know, like there'll be some days where I just want like a really punchy sherry. Like I do. I don't know. It just depends. It's really, really difficult. Like the Inchgower 16-year-old, it was a refill bourbon. We finished it for a year in a first fill bourbon just to give it a little zhuzh. And it was just so lovely and easy and creamy and just glorious. So I don't think I have a kind of go-to. It just depends. And then there's some days where I'm like, nah, I just want a wine.
Yeah. That's good though, because like if you
that's a wine.
At least you don't have like an obvious bias, like you're judging a whiskey on its own merit. So as a businesswoman, like launching whiskey, you don't have that sort of predetermined like, I love a big sherry, I'm going to love this one. So maybe it's easier for you to be so fluid in your kind of.
Possibly, I think I know what I like, of course. Ryan knows what he likes, but we can kind of also appreciate what other people might like. Yeah. And it's a bit of a balancing act. Like there's some days where I can't drink whiskey. Like I'll give you an example. Like sometimes when we're sampling casks for like future bottlings or whatever, just to see how stuff is progressing, Ryan will hand me like a ton of samples and be like, right, I've evaluated these. Your turn. Tell me what you think, and I'll take them home. We always do it separately, and they could be sitting there for 2 weeks, because I really need to be in like the zone.
Yeah.
For when I'm sampling and tasting stuff and trying to kind of gauge whether it should be bottled or not, or how long maybe we should keep it in, or maybe we should change wood or whatever. It drives him mad because he can just, he'll just get samples, be like, bang, 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 yep, good, yep, no, and he's a bit more, I don't know, like he can just do that. I need to be like, the stars need to be aligned for me to sit and decide on a whiskey. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do. Yeah.
And that could be 9 o'clock on a Monday morning where I just feel like this is the time I can do it, and I'm in the zone. Or it could be on like a Saturday night. I never know when that is going to cut. It just sounds so wanky. I can hear myself saying it. It's ridiculous. I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, it's true.
I know what you mean though. Like, so like if I take a sample home, like, and I'm like looking at like tasting notes, or like, it's going to be a new bottle of your own. It's technically it's work. So like, by the time you sit down and stuff, it's like 9 o'clock at night. You're like, I really don't want to sit like with this and like, work. Like I want to. Yeah. So sometimes it is better to just do it first thing in the morning, like, actually work. So you're in your headspace. Because when you're at home, you're just like switched off. Like, if you're having a drink, it's because you're unwinding and you want to put Great British Bake Off on and sit in your pants. It's not because, like, as an example, I'm not saying that's what we all do. But like, when you're at work, like you've got your work on. So
such is the glitzy life of a whiskey ambassador. Watching Bake Off. Picking up on Mary Berry's tasting notes.
That's how I roll. Oh, you're so retro. Mary Berry's hasn't been on Bake Off in years.
I don't watch it, I have to admit. What about you, Mike? Can you just like drink whiskey at any time, evaluate it, assess it, score it?
No, I have a work glass. So this is my work glass, or a Copita or Glencairn or anything. So it's something I kind of talk about when I do a tasting is when I'm in that mood, that's the kind of glass I use. If I want to switch off, it's in a rocks tumbler. It helps me switch off. It kind of stops that kind of natural going into it. It's just a glass, and it could be an old fashioned, it could be a gin and tonic, it could be a whiskey. Put the football on, open a book, just sit back, and the whiskey becomes. And it's probably, if I've been doing tastings, so Saturday past, what day are we on now? Thursday. Saturday past, that 3 tastings back to back. And all very, very different. One was a stag do, one was the Lochlee. We had Patrick from Lochlee in doing an evening tasting, and I had God, I can't remember who we had on first thing. It was 3 back-to-back anyway. So I talked whiskey like all day, and at night I really fancied a dram, but I didn't want to go into it.
Yeah.
It was a case of, and in that case, I just kind of look, and it was actually it was an old school whiskey. I say old school. It was a whiskey cellar, 7-year-old Royal Blackla. It was a 7-year-old. So yeah, it was cask strength and stuff, but it was one I knew I enjoyed. It was one I knew I liked. I just poured it, sat, caught up in the highlights of the football, and just kind of unwound that way. But that's kind of, it's not the whiskey choice, it's the whiskey glass that helps me switch off.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. I don't have like a tasting glass, you know, like a work glass and like a fun glass.
A pleasure glass.
Pleasure glass.
Pleasure glass.
Work glass and pleasure glass. Leisure glass, maybe would be a better way of saying it. Drop the P. The P was silent. The P was silent.
Oh, yeah. Leisure glass is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fetch me my pleasure glass. No, you're fine.
It's a lot more costly to have a pleasure glass. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
That's my way of switching off. It could be the same whiskey, but if you put it into a rocks glass, it's wider. You don't get the same intensity. It just helps switch off.
And maybe going for a whiskey that you know you've liked before, and you're not trying anything new.
100%.
You're not like, oh, do I like it? What am I picking up? Blah, blah, blah. You kind of know already.
I would never pour like that. I'm actually not enjoying that.
Really?
It's really sweet. It's really jammy. It's too sweet for me. It might be that it's just fresh opened. It needs some time. But I would never pour that. Come home, crack open a fresh bottle that I've never tried before, and pour it into that rocks tumbler and drink it.
I'll get you guys some samples of our new stuff, because I think from this new release I've got something for each one of you actually. So if you enjoy your Ardmore's, Cat, we've got an Ardmore 11-year-old.
That's exciting.
And it is a second fill bourbon barrel.
This sounds perfect.
I think that's right up your street. And for you, Mike, I've got a Linkwood 13-year-old first fill PX for about 15 months.
Can I just point out that Ardmore in an independent bottled form is my favourite ever distillery?
You do love it.
Like, what we do in the supermarket is an absolute fucking travesty to the company and the distillery.
I totally agree. So we did a 17-year-old one before, and it was just a refill bourbon, I think, off the top of my head. This one's the second fill bourbon, ex Lefroy cask. So it's really good. And I also, just on the new bottles, we've had a bit of a zhuzh up. So see our little standing stones. They're now shiny.
They are shiny.
They're
Look
shiny.
at that. Magical.
Yours are dull.
They're dull. I mean,
yours are dull.
Get
dull
your
and empty.
stones out of the screen, Mike.
Mine are now shiny and foiled, which is kind of, that's a zhuzh up. We've zhuzhed up the brand for this release. That's good to know. But the Linkwood's cracking, and also the Brazen Glenlivet. So I'll get you guys one of each of those.
No. PX Woodhouse said it was the best Linkwood at the festival in Newcastle, and Linkwood it's not uncommon, is it, at these kind of indie bottles?
It's not, but it's such a good whiskey. It's such a good spirit, and it can take a good finish as well, like long, short, pour. Oloroso, PX, you can do so much with it. I just think it's so versatile and it's always good. Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad liquid, genuinely. I don't think I've ever had a bad liquid.
Yeah.
But I'll try. Find someone who has a horrible
Keep
one.
trying them.
Yeah, well, you never know. There might be somebody watching tonight that's had a bad liquid. You never know.
I would be interested to hear that for sure. Maybe that's an interesting thing to do at a festival. Try and find the worst whiskey on purpose.
No, nobody's going to want to win that competition, are they? Like, everyone stands behind the table has got the worst whiskey.
And a prize.
Yeah, the wooden spoon for the
A
worst
wooden
whiskey.
spoon for the worst whiskey. Oh my God, could you imagine?
Pete Head will make up a wee spurtle for them.
Yes, Pete Head's a wood turner. He makes some really pretty things.
Oh,
He can make the loser's spoon.
do that for sure.
We've got a couple of people we should say goodnight to. They're all heading off. Wraith, I don't know if I said your name right first time. You never corrected me. And Tony's off to pick up his kids. Yeah, they're annoying, aren't they? Honestly, always needing stuff, taking places, fed, watered, clothing. Oh, the list is endless.
Oh, bless.
So, good night to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been it's been good fun. The comments coming in from the guys has been fantastic as well.
Everyone's
covered a lot of topics. There's been a lot of blethering, mostly shite.
That's what the Blether is. It's like, 70% whiskey, 30% shite.
And also most of the shite is coming from me, which is... Sorry?
It's like being in a pub but without the taxi home.
Yes.
Yeah, like being in your award Black Bull pub that's won Best Inverurie Pub of the Year.
It's like being in the best pub in Inverurie.
Where is the pub? I don't think I've ever been in.
It's like the top end, isn't it?
It's up on the old what we call the old Inverness Road before Inverurie grew and needed a bypass.
I know where you are.
So there's two pubs on the way out of Inverurie up that road. So we're one of them.
I don't think I'd have ventured up that way, to be honest.
We think it's the second oldest pub in Inverurie.
It's huge as well, though. Like, it's a massive floor space, and you often do like live music and stuff too, don't you? And like, yeah.
2 pool tables, 5 dartboards, 10 TVs, 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Tell you what, I do love a pool table.
The bedrooms are very nice too. It's been nicely done up.
Very nice.
Crashed there a few times.
Cat prefers the beds to the pool tables, Ola, but that's preference.
These are very comfortable.
That's a different sport.
Oh no, I'll have to come up. Well, first of all, I definitely have to come up and see the new place, like 100%. But I also game a pool.
Yeah.
Well, if we'll get you organised for a tasting, we need to
definitely
sort out a few things first, and then we can get you up on a date. And you can. So if you're coming up for an event, we always offer you the room in the pub as part of it. So 100%. Ian Abernethy's coming up for our...
We can pop a level.
The pool, you have to wait until the night is the pub is closed before you get to sleep on them. But yeah, Ian Abernethy is saying is a Fockhouse far from the station. It's about a 2-minute walk.
Yeah, it's not far.
2 minutes. Oh, that's ideal.
From the train station. So he's coming up. We've got a sherry event with Diego Borales, who is coming over. I'm so excited about this event. It's going to be on a Thursday night, so we might have to miss a Blether, or we just record it, do it live, and you guys can watch.
Oh, that's a good idea. You should definitely do that. So we recorded.
But if you remember, this is the guy who described Oloroso Sherry as a sex dungeon.
Sex dungeon. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember the context round about it. I think there's like, if PX is something, then Oloroso is definitely a sex. There's something like that. Like, I think we would maybe just take it out of context and run with it. from. Like,
I think it was definitely within context at the time.
yeah, well, no, actually, I think it probably was actually.
I kind of
Yeah.
want to know what you said about the PX.
It,
Was
I
it
don't know.
like really PC? Was it
I
like
need-
really?
Yeah, I need to go back and have a look and see what it was he said. But all I can think of is Oloroso was like a sex dungeon.
Like sweaty leather and
Yeah.
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 He
Well, do you know what?
painted the picture, but I got drawn in. I think
Yes.
it's his accent. It just allured me.
Yeah. Sex dungeon in a Spanish accent. God,
That's your
Everyone-
jam.
got everyone all of a flutter. Well, he might elaborate on it at your sherry tasting in October.
I hope so.
Up in the what? In one of the black bedrooms.
Maybe have a cellar.
Fantastic. Well, you might have just sold another 3 tickets off the back of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
When
PX
is it?
is the
When is it? When is
It's the 16th of October. It's a Thursday. He's up for. He's going to be doing an event at the Highlander as well. He's doing a tasting at the Highlander on the Friday. I think it's part of Dramathon. It's a Dramathon week.
I think he's.
Did you just say
All
that?
right.
I did just say that. Yeah, but sorry. I think he's doing the race and then doing a tasting for the race too, isn't he? Like not during the race, but he's just running with a tray of sherry and people are trying to catch him.
He's like a shit hot waiter. He's just standing there with his running with glasses of sherry.
That would be awesome.
Oh no, that sounds awesome. Oh, I've stuck at my diary. Hopefully, I don't know. I've not been up that way in ages, so I'm definitely due a wee visit, a wee donder up north.
100%.
Yeah, for
Always
sure.
welcome.
Thank you. No, I definitely need to.
Coming past the distillery as well, since it's
Yes, I know. My God, it's like yeah.
You in that bloody distillery, you always have to bring it up.
I'm always there. Like
I'm always there.
Sorry, Christy. It's a great distillery. It's lovely.
I've never been.
that's shocking.
I know.
Absolutely.
Bottle 2, Glengarry's, never been to the distillery. I have been outside the distillery and taken pictures of the distillery, but I've never been inside the distillery.
Well, we can fix that for you. Fix that for you.
Oh.
Yes.
100%.
That
Well,
would be good.
looks like we need some calendar arranging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Diary
for sure. Some calendar coordination. I'm a kind of away for most of December. I tend to do this. I leave the country for December. So so I just leave Ryan to the Christmas stuff.
Madness. It's because we find at the shop that Christmas tends to veer back towards or more towards distillery bottlings.
Yeah.
Because people are buying for somebody else and they stick to what they know. There's not really an experimental time of year. And people who are unsure of what to buy will buy a voucher. And then we see January, February kind of picks up in little bits of indie bottlings and things because people are more, well, they know what they want to spend their voucher on. But how do you find kind of Christmas?
I mean, for us, like December, nothing happens in December. Everything's already done before December because essentially we're selling stock to retailers, bars, exports now until like October, November time. And then for them, that's them then ready for Christmas. We don't really, there's no tastings, there's no really any events or anything that happen in December. So for us, generally, it's quite quiet. You can't bottle anything in December. Bottling halls are done, or warehouses are kind of closing down. Everyone's already kind of got past their busiest time. We don't do a lot of direct sales through our website. We don't kind of market online. We're really selling to retailers, and that happens way before December. So I don't know. I totally see what you're saying. That's how I would predict it for you guys.
Yeah.
Also, what's difficult for us is we don't have boxes, so it's not a lot of people are away from Carragh for gifting.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that we're looking into for our next release. Just to even have boxes available if people wanted them. So like you can take it without the box or you could take it with the box.
Yeah, I think Woody's done that, hasn't he? And
I don't know. I've not seen his boxes.
I think they put out a poll and decided again they were just like, well, we're doing it anyway or something. I can't remember exactly the ins and outs of it, but it sounds like a Woody and Megan thing to do. But yeah,
Yes.
it's like an option. You can buy it with a.
It's actually come from retailers and a lot of our distributors. They're the ones that always ask for boxes for gifting. Yeah. So I feel like we're missing out there, you know. Yeah. Even if we have something simple. Glen Laird has a box. It's a higher volume product, so we can kind of afford to do that. Chikara was always meant to be a bit more I don't know, like we just want to be a bit more environmentally friendly, I guess. But I think the option of box or not can work, and at least then we're going to capture that audience that is buying for gifts and getting something a little bit more special, and having a box does make it a little bit more special. It's not going to be like a tube or anything too fancy, but I think something that we can just pop in and it'll show the label and be branded, so we don't have to then, you know, create a new box every time.
That sort of style.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, they got like a little window.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I think
they used to have the tube.
Yeah, that's purple tubes before, didn't they? And then it changed from the lilac, whatever it was.
Yeah. But the problem with it was that you're double labeling because you had to label the tube and the bottle. And that wasn't cost effective. And a lot of people who are drinking something like that are just chucking the tube anyway.
I know that's for me as someone who's like super like environment, I'm like, oh, boxes, packaging, I just hate it. But I do understand the importance of it. So unfortunately, we'll kind of have to.
I think if you're going to put a box, it needs to be something that can be recycled. And a lot of guys, you look at Glendronach, you know, even it's something that big guys are conscious of. They're bottling in boxes rather than tubes because of the metal.
I really like the is it Bruch Laddie that have that kind of like
the 18-year-old
thing? I quite like that. I think that's quite cool. I don't really see the point in it, but it's kind of cool. Like it's not really packaging, it's just like a jacket.
Because people talk about
cardboard jacket. A cardboard jacket that once you've opened once, you can never close again. It's a bit daft, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think everyone's definitely looking into more sustainable packaging, aren't they? And the more, you know, there's going to be more and more innovations around that, I'd imagine as well. Like, we all compete with each other to be the most sustainable but attractive packaging.
Yeah, I hope so.
You still need that stand out. You need to stand out on the shelf still.
Yeah. You do, but also, you know, it's easier for bigger companies. You know, like for little folks like us, adding a box is a significant per unit price, like significant. So we've got to weigh that up, and we definitely couldn't have done it before now. So but if it makes a difference.
I remember when Art American came out, and everything was done in recycled packaging, and the box was really cool. It was that I had the map of the peninsula on it, and really cool. But the amount of complaints we got, and retailers got from postage because the box got buffed, you know, marked because it was recycled paper. It's very easily marked.
Oh, right.
And people were like, well, and inaugural releases and first offs and all that, people were wanting, and it's like, well, we were like, well, my job is to get you the bottle. The box is packaging. But no, they wanted to send it back, and we were on the phone to Graham and Connell and that saying, can we get some more boxes? We need to send out boxes and stuff. And they're just like, kind of boxes. But
I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many considerations. Like even our Glen Laird box, because it's dark colours on the outside and then white on the inside. Even like a little nudge kind of on a corner, it'll show the white through, and it just looks, or it'll crack, or that's just like a nudge. You got to be so careful. Like boxes are, and they're solid boxes, but they're just so. Yeah, and if you are giving it as a gift, then you kind of want it to be perfect. Even if I'm buying something from a shop, I'm like, well, I'm not going to take that one because the label's slightly skewed up. I'm going to go for the straight label. Like everybody kind of wants that pretty one or the nicest looking one.
Graham Fraser saying hello. Sorry, just to jump in, he was commenting on Facebook saying hello. He's out on the Randan. He's doing a bit of a pub crawl in Edinburgh tonight. So we're going to catch up on the stream later, but he wants to say hello. He said it was great to catch up in Helensburgh.
Hello. On the Randan on a school night. That's.
I'm sure Graham doesn't do the Randan. I'm sure he's very methodical and sophisticated about the whole thing.
Fair. I wish I was on the Randan. Well, I kind of am on the Randan. I'm on the whiskey, so.
Yeah. Got your wine and your whiskey. You're all sorted.
I finished the wine. I'm on the whiskey now.
Grape and the grain, hey?
I know they say you're not meant to mix, eh?
I know.
Yeah,
well.
It's done now.
Oops, too late.
It's happened. I had a steak pie before, so I've lined the stomach. We'll be fine.
I love that. Steak pie, Sauvignon Blanc, and a wee whiskey chaser. Like,
I'm a classy bird. What can I say?
Oh, you're living your best life, honestly. Living like a queen. I love it.
Ian Abernethy has just commented, sorry, the same boxes matter on the high end. Aurora 1972, 60.02% is worth 2,000 more than with a crumpled ratty cardboard original box.
Wow.
It's
worth more, no matter the condition of the box. If it was a really old vintage bottle, it's worth more with the box than it is without.
That's wild. I mean, to be fair, I feel, if I'm bottling stuff, 10, 12-year-olds, fair enough. But I mean, it's difficult for me to have like the 27-year-old Bowmore or the 30-year-old Braes of Glenlivet. These are like £350 bottles to £500 bottles in some cases. What do you kind of need something, right? Because these bottles are then on the top shelf alongside distillery bottlings that are like, have you seen the boxes on these things?
Yeah.
Like they're absolutely incredible. And then there's like art all around. now with shiny stones. But
what you need to do is get your retailers to have the light just shimmering on. Yeah,
so it's just glowing on the shelf. Yeah. But I do feel like, absolutely, in those instances, it needs something. It needs a box. It's, so I totally get it. I think for higher end, more expensive liquid, having something a little bit more special or giftable or, So, we'll do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm on it. I'll add it to my to-do list.
I'm going to jump back just when we had Brea Rose in the chat. Ian was asking me to how much did she weigh, but put it into whiskey context. So she's about, in terms of babies are weighed in pounds. I don't know why, but whiskey's weighed in kilos. So she was about 4 or she is about 4 kilos, which is about 2 and a bit full bottles, or 2 full bottles and a bit of whiskey is how heavy she is. I don't think she'd be worth 7 or 8 grand in a box.
Did she come in a box though?
She did come in a box though, so.
That's quite a question. Yeah. What did your baby equate to in bottles of whiskey? I love how on brand that is. Congratulations. What's her weight in bottles?
Doing a bit.
So. It's like one of those village fate questions, isn't it? Of like, guess the weight.
Guess the weight of the baby.
You
in
win
whiskey
the
bottles.
In whiskey bottles. I like
Yeah.
it. It's a good,
How many
good
miniatures is your baby? I mean,
miniatures? Who knows? Wow.
That'll be the next party game for the Christmas night out. Guess Mike's baby in miniatures. We can just put her on a weighing scale on one side, and we'll just start loading up the other side with miniatures.
don't tempt me.
Yeah.
Usually, the Christmas rush at the shop, so many people buy miniatures because they make Christmas crackers and do table settings and stuff. So, yeah, you can never keep stocked up with miniatures. So yeah.
Could do. Win the box of miniatures if it weighs the same as the baby, and they have to put the amount of miniatures in.
There you go. That could be your Christmas competition.
Yeah.
Look, we have to start writing these things down. We've literally
I
come up
know.
with
There's so many ideas. I think we've come up with quite a few different business plans in this Blether for sure.
I'm going to have to try and wing it so that if somebody gets it right, we make sure we feed her right on weighing or empty a nappy or something so that they're wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Make sure she doesn't get too big too quick, or it's going to be an expensive payout.
Ola, it's been an absolute blast. It's been great to catch up with you.
Oh no, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't ask any questions.
Yeah, you're just like,
you didn't tell me anything, so I was like, oh, just show up and.
And the guys at home have told us enough. We've got the best liquid on the market at the moment. Last year you had the best Aultmore. I imagine that Ardmore is going to be fucking banging.
It is it's absolutely banging. I'll get it in the post for you tomorrow, so you can try it for yourself.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much. But you are always welcome on the Blether, and we'll catch you either when you're up the road or when I come down, and we can go and check out some more whiskey bars.
Yes, please give me a shout when you're down the road. Are you down for Edinburgh Whisky Festival or anything like that?
Not at the moment. It can change. I am kind of restricted on where I can go and how far.
Fair.
Moment. But, that'll change soon. I think my first foray south at the moment is the Indie Festival in March.
March?
Yeah.
I'm going to be down in Glasgow in October, and I'm down for the Glasgow Whisky Festival. That's November, right? Yeah, I think anyway, I'll be about more often.
All right, well, we'll catch up then for sure, and I'll definitely come up this side of March.
Yes. Maybe just easier to get you up the road.
I think so.
That's not to say that's my official. I've got something planned in March to go down.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
I won't be there.
Got you. Okay, and then also the what's it called? We need to organise the Dramblingmathon or whatever the hell. What would be the blind?
You're suffering from Dramnesia.
Dramnesia! That's it, Dramnesia. Yeah, we need to start that. We need to organise that.
I think we could do that.
I think
we can do that. We can do that.
I'll
sponsor I'll give you the lanyards for the first event.
Nice.
I've got some left over from the Indie Festival, so you can reuse some.
We'll just get Tipex and put a BL at the front.
I think it's just got our logo, so it's reusable. I'm sure we can reuse them.
Fantastic. We've got the start of a plan.
There you go.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your comments, your questions, your remarks. We've got so much to go back and read on, and if we get the chance, we will get the chance. We'll try and look back if we've missed any questions. We will try.
I need to look back. Thank you.
Graham, I hope you love your Old Reekie tour tonight, and you catch up in the stream later. It'll be good fun. And Callum, who disappeared to watch Rangers, don't know what the score is. I imagine they got beat when you watch back. Told you. I think that's all from me. Kat, do we have next week?
We do. We have got somebody that you know, Mike, Stephen Shand, who does labels for
Amazing.
Oh,
some, yes.
I worked with
He's not-
Shand many years
yeah,
ago.
so anybody saw my birthday label that I got made for my 40th, which is behind me in that picture there, that was his handiwork, my distillery cat one.
Cracking
So
label. Beautiful.
it's pretty
We
epic.
are
It's
we're
really
working with Stephen at the moment as well.
Are you?
Yeah.
He's
for
not,
our-
he gets about, eh? This is
He
Stephen.
does.
He does get about.
that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll got him on next week. So tune in for that, guys.
That's going to be a completely different side of the industry that I don't think we've tapped into at all yet, have we?
Yeah, I know it's going to be.
Well, he does design like the tours, the tastings, like ambassadorial stuff. So, like he's quite a creative kind of. Aye, it'll be awesome. Really good.
Yeah, so it's going to be, yeah, think of some good questions, folks, and tune in next week, and we'll see you then.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
It's Nigel.
Bye.